right, so I'm going to start with a story. So yesterday, all the managers got together and we drove to Naples, and we sat in a room for 8 hours and did a management retreat. And then we had 8 hotel rooms, and we had to go to dinner together. So we had 8 hotel rooms at $200 a night. We all went to dinner and had drinks. That was a $1,000 bill. We spent 2 hours driving to Naples. Then we spent 8 hours in a classroom, and we're going to do that again today. You know what we really did? We did a webinar for 4 hours from noon to 4. Mike Ferry was in Las Vegas from 9 to 12, 9 to 1, and we got from 12 to 4. We covered the same content we would have gotten in 8 hours in 4. Didn't have to drive, didn't have to go to a hotel room, and didn't have to go to dinner. Wow, that saved how many hours collectively?
Lots.
It was awesome too. And I got some pretty cool notes to share with you. So let me jump into my agenda, and then we'll do what we're going to do. I'm going to maximize the screen. I'm going to share my screen, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And we'll present. I got some cool stuff to talk about today. But let's start with this. Look carefully and look straight ahead. That's a light we see at the end of the tunnel. Things are getting better. Buyers and sellers are becoming more active by the day. Let's make sure we're mentally prepared to handle the good days that are in front of us. I think the following thoughts may help. Do you guys agree with that statement? There's
Yes.
a light ahead, and it's not a train coming at us. It is busy, right? I'm going to show you the truth, though. There are 5 types of people you want to surround yourself with: the inspired, the passionate, the motivated, the grateful, and the open-minded. The question for your consideration is, are you one of these types? Sometimes difficulty is what we need to face in order to become successful. Are we facing some potentially difficult things? And isn't the mindset what's really important? Because it's not what happens to you in life, it's how you react to what happens to you. Right? I miss seeing some of my broker friends at the management retreat, but I like saving all that time and money. Each morning when I open my eyes, I say to myself, I, not events, have the power to make me happy or unhappy today. I can choose which is going to be. Groucho Marx. The best views always come with the hardest climb. Ooh, that's interesting. It always seems impossible until it's been done. Who's that guy that ran the 4-minute mile? Famous guy. Couldn't be done, then he did it, and everybody does it. Not me. Keep your sales pipeline full by prospecting continuously. Always have more people to see than you have time to see them. Interesting. It's easy to give up in difficult times, and it takes a lot of courage to move forward. And when that bar moves, I can read the rest. During those same times, let's keep moving forward. That's the key. And that's kind of the message that Mike gave us today, and very inspiring yesterday. Okay, here's the facts. Now understand, when I show you these things, there's always a lag, because maybe somebody wrote a contract yesterday and didn't turn it in yet, right? So there's a lag. So when I look at May of 2019, if somebody wrote a deal on the 25th and didn't turn it in until the 28th, it's not going to show up on the 25th pull. But when I go back from today backwards, they turned it in on the 28th and it was written on the 25th, it's going to count on the 25th pull. So this has to move. We've had 48 contracts so far this month. This is from 5/1 to 5/10, so today's 5/12, so I gave it a little bit of lag. And we did 105 sales same period last year. So that's a delta of 57 units, which is 54% down in open business. All right, that is a cause for concern to me, but I think we have a lot of people that are not engaged, and I thank you guys for being engaged, because you're the ones that are making this happen. So we had 48 people write a contract so far in the first 10 days of the month, so we're tracking about 150 sales. Once again, there's a lag of things coming through, but I just want to remind you, 105 in the first 10 days of the month last year versus 48. If you're not in the game, please join in. I'm going to get out of this presentation, go to my inbox for a second. I'm going to show you some things. Sorry, I should have had this open, but I had to reboot. Sales meeting topics. All right, this hot sheet, I love it. I hope you guys are paying attention. 11 deals went under contract yesterday, 11 new listings taken. We've got to keep driving listings. I mean, who was it? Deborah, you sent out an email the other day. Your agent got a listing, it went under contract in an hour and 16 minutes. Holy cow. All right, so I just want to round you, please look at the hot sheet. Look at the people that are participating and doing things. It's awesome out there. We're getting listings, we're getting sales. That's all good. Joe sent out, well, I'm in here. Joe Gata is our Zillow rep. Zillow is doing away with uploading videos into the way they do. I'll actually cover this in training. You used to be able to upload your own videos to Zillow. Now there's a new way to do that. So we'll cover that in the training day. Joe sent out these reports for Hillsborough County. I'm not ignoring Manatee, Sarasota, or Pinellas. It's just a trend because basically all our markets are very similar. Prices, this is crazy. April 2019, the median sales price is up. That's cool. This is median sale versus, am I sharing my screen? Yes. April for sale versus sold. See, the for sale is higher than sold, so about the same ratio of for sale to sold from last year, but look at this, higher prices, crazy. This one, sold properties by month, here you go, April 2019, just under 2,000 units, April 2020, under about 1,500 units, that's about 25% down. I don't make this sound negative. I think it's flipping amazing that we're selling as much as we're selling in an economy that's shut down with 30 million people unemployed. I just think it's amazing. This is under contract by month. We did 2,100 same month last year. We did 1,700 same month this year. That's pretty cool. This is new listings. This is a problem, guys. 2,400 versus 1,700, 1,600 and something. We're creating our own inventory problem. We're going to talk about how to solve that in a second. For sale properties by month, less for sale. It's going to drive prices up. Supply and demand. This one made sense last night. Doesn't make sense right now. Oh, our inventory is down. So from up here, that's the red is supply. Supply is down 32%. Demand is about stable. Nope, down 22%. Still a big dichotomy between for sale and sold. I got a whole bunch of chats here all of a sudden. Good morning, good morning. Thomas looks like a ghost. What did you see the hot sheet today? Oh, yay. Makes me happy. You can judge my mood by the hot sheet. Average days on market. Look at this. April last year, 53 days. Right now, 45 days. Things are selling fast, fast, fast. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Month supply of inventory, 2.7 to 2.2. Huge, huge. Okay. I just want to show you that this is real stuff. This is what's happening in the marketplace. Bars are driving me crazy. All right, and then I've got a little intro I want to do. Then we're going to introduce our managers. Okay. It's hard to spend 4 hours with Mike Ferry and not get pumped up. The guy is just so solid and truthful that we are in charge of our destiny, and what we do is about us. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you can raise your hand or not. Are you happy with your production? I want you to think about that. Because if you're not producing right now, it's a problem for you because other people are producing. I want you to look at my screen for a second. Look at this. How to find your niche as a realtor, the happy agent. So we're starting these happy agent podcasts. Laura Wolf's just got released this morning. We did Mandy Kaplan last week. We did Joe Diener last week. We did Andy Simmons last week. We did Maria McNeil last week. We're going to keep doing these, pumping out information so you can just find out what your niche is. And it's about being happy. So we want to keep talking about things like that. So are you happy with your production? And if your answer is no, I want you to be honest and ask yourself how many contacts a day you're making. Because there's a direct correlation between the number of contacts you make versus the amount of deals you get. And we just lose track of this. There's no bullshit here. You have to talk to people. You can Facebook private message them. You can text them. You can email them. You can phone them. You can Instagram them. There is no excuse not to be making contacts. And Jeff's been saying this for a while, and I want to make the point again. Have you found your need to earn more? It's almost, I'm going to say it this way, it's almost a crime as a salesperson for you not to have an excess amount of saved income. Nobody should be in this industry as a salesperson and not have 6 months worth of living expenses saved up, right? You just shouldn't have. Well, not when you can simply sit at home and Facebook contact your people that you already know that are in a position to do business with you or refer business to you. There's just no excuse. So I want you to think about, have you found your need to earn more? You should not have to worry about financials right now. And the whole world is worried about finances right now. Not to mention the 30 million unemployed people, but how about the probably 500, 600,000 real estate agents that have no money either, right? And that's a direct correlation between the people you talk to and the income you have. So we keep saying, find your why, find your why, find your why. Maybe your why is going to be security now. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, security is very important. And then I'm going to ask you this question, pandemic or not, work at home or not, how pure is your day from 8:30 till noon? How pure is your day from 8:30 till noon? I get it. Kids are home. They got to go to school. We're putting on a production every morning at 8:30. And you guys are partaking in it. What do you do from 9 o'clock or 9:30 till noon? If you did what Puma talked about when we first started this pandemic stay-at-home stuff, he gave you the marketing guide, and we figured it takes less than an hour to actually make those contacts socially, right? It's all there. Just re-engage, and sometimes you can go back and rewatch. And then question, have you communicated with every one of your past clients? Every one of them. I don't care if it's a text, right? And Mike Ferry yesterday said, here's the script. I owe you an apology. I have not talked to you in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is. Start with, I owe you an apology. I'm just calling to see how you're doing. How can I help you with anything? That's the secret right now. And then if you don't have a big past client list or you don't have a big sphere, I'm telling you that your just listed, just sold calls around company listings is a way to make contacts today. You can just get out there and start talking about, hey, I just listed a house. Hey, we just sold a house. Company listings, you're welcome to use, right? It just starts a conversation. So that's my little thing, because there's too many. I'm going to finish the course today, and then I'm going to dive into our production roster. And I already know out of 400 people, 250 are engaged. The other 150 are dragging us down. So we're going to make some changes where that comes about. All right, now present. Next page. Let's hear from our manager. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Go back to the people page. Top left corner, Chris Reed. What's cooking, brother?
Morning. How's everybody doing today?
Optimistic and excited.
Yeah, we got some really great news coming around with a lot of people doing a lot of things. And I heard something really cool yesterday. It's just a reminder. You should be trying to seek progress over perfection. Seek progress over perfection. Right now, nobody has all the answers. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, or how it's going to happen. So if you're seeking to be perfect in everything that you're doing, you're looking and barking up the wrong tree. So let's seek progress today. Let's take 1 or 2 little steps today. That's going to give you a little bit of progress towards whatever your goals, your why, your outcome is for today. How about you just start off today making 1 just listed call around a company listing, something like that. So seeking progress over perfection is a good way to start your day today. Couple call outs. We got a lot of people doing a lot of really good things over here in Apollo Beach. You know, Kelly Foreman just posted on Facebook the other day that she's written 5 contracts in the last week or week and a half. I only saw 2 of them on the business intelligence report. So Kelly got to turn those in. So let's get those contracts turned in, track them. But she said she wrote 4 or 5 contracts just in 1 week. That's amazing. I'm sure quite a few of them are new construction. Other people doing a lot of good stuff. Heidi Seddon. I just talked to Amber Dahlberg and Melissa Gill. They were in the office working on a new listing just yesterday. Kim Hodgkins is just putting up new listings. Kalani Heyman put up a new listing in Mira Bay and sold it within the first week. So if you question if there's business going on, there is a lot of business going on right now. Brenda Fricks just put up 2 new listings in this past week as well, along with Lisa Sillo put up 1. Ray Monahan's guy, the consummate professional, the guy who can speak just so eloquently about his properties. The guy's he's just continually working. So if you have any questions as to why these people are getting business and why you may not be, reach out to us, reach out to any one of them. That's the awesome part about being a part of a group like us is everybody's willing to chat and talk and share and just try to inspire you in any way that they can. So just get engaged and start looking out for us.
We're like a 400-cylinder engine. There's 200 people up and 200 people down. And we just keep going back and forth, back and forth. It's awesome. All right, to my right, Thomas Simmons.
Good morning, team. So,
Good morning.
Just want to pull up my production. I had everything here. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
Little shout out to your team, Thomas. You guys were the only office that had the same production in April of this year versus April last year. That's just amazing you were able to pull that off.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And, kudos to the team that's making it happen. I just wanted to just go over the pending that we have, which was really interesting because I kind of did a comparison to last year as well. And last year we had 5 listings from 4 different listings taken, 4 agents. And then this year we had 7 listings so far with 7 different agents taking listings. So I thought that was really cool. That's a 75% difference there. And buyer control size, we have 31 versus 28, and a total size this year, 38 versus 33. So kudos to the Brandon team, really strong effort there, keeping the consistency. One of the things that I wanted to leave with you guys was that follow focus. Focus is the acronym for focus is follow one course until success. And that's kind of just to piggyback on what Chris Reed just said. Find that one thing, focus on it, and just keep at it. Don't give up because everything works. You just have to stay focused and stay consistent. Thank you.
Say that acronym again. Focus is
follow one course until success.
I've never heard that one, but I like it.
Thank you, Craig.
That's kind of what we were talking about with our lane training, right? Pick a lane,
Yeah.
Stay in it. And when you watch those happy agent videos, you'll see that's a consistent theme with the agents that are happy is they found their niche and they're working it. Deborah Haley, what's going on at Sun City and South Hillsborough County?
Good morning. We are busy. Success does leave clues. I had 2 agents. I had Amanda listed on the 7th of May and went under contract on the 7th of May for full price. Yay, Amanda. Celeste did the same thing on the 9th, I believe the 9th of May. Was listed one day and went under contract immediately. No inventory. So what's out there? We need listings. And if you get listings, they probably will sell pretty quickly. Don and Joseph, I'm shouting out to both those guys this weekend. God bless them. They both have wives. They both have children at home. Joseph got under contract from an open house this weekend on Saturday, worked on it on Sunday with me and got under contract. Don worked with a buyer this weekend, a $1 million buyer, a qualified $1 million buyer he got from Up City. So he's answering his phone. Answer your phones. That's your other speech today is, get listings, answer your phones. The buyers are out there. We've got a lot of pent-up demand for buying right now. We've got them knocking at our doors right now in Sun City Center, which is last week we had a couple. This week already we had a couple people yesterday knocking on the door. So it is time to, if you got your head in the sand, get your head out of the friggin' sand and start making some contacts at home. Stay safe, but start making your contacts. If you want money this year, now's the time to get after it.
Yeah.
That's my message.
I agree. Mr. Puma, going across my screen.
Sorry, cannot unmute there. Yeah, I think my biggest thing is, it was funny, I was having a conversation with YouTube yesterday. We had a consultation with them, and one of their questions was, why the switch in the content to focus on podcasts, which they actually ended up agreeing with. But my answer to them was the fact that our agents know what to do, right? The tactical content is great, but every single person on this call right now knows what to do. But there is a reason you are not doing it. And if you are doing it, there's a reason you're not doing more, right? So you've got to figure out what that is, and that's different for every single person. But I'm seeing a lot of progress, but I'm also still seeing a lot of laziness. There's so much potential in this company. And with our agents, you've got to make a commitment to yourself, not to Craig, not to your manager, not to me, not to anyone else, not even your spouse, you. And if you push through that and find your reason, which is honestly, go watch Laura Wolf's podcast, because she talks a lot about that, how that switch for her was, she finally did it for her, and it was a major shift for her. So go do it for you. Figure out what's going to do that. But guys, this is the time, and you're going to really regret it if you don't do it. So that's my piece of advice.
I like it. Joe Diener, thank you for those charts. They tell a big story.
You're welcome, Craig. And I sent Pinellas over to Otis and Jeff and Jim yesterday. And Kathleen, if you want, I'll do one for Manatee and send it to you.
Otis, your video is on now. Just
say that again, Craig.
Otis didn't have a video, but he's on now. There you go.
Okay. I'm telling you, the listings are just flying off the market here. Kate and Kelly, shout out to them. They both had their listings go under contract like in a week that they had out there. Craig, those reports tell, I really think we could sell more if we had more inventory. I mean, we have buyers out there that are looking. There's just so little for them to look at right now.
When 2 months comes out new, it's shiny and beautiful.
Yeah, and everybody's jumping on it. I showed a house on Saturday, and we were fourth in line in the driveway to look at the house, and it had only been on the market for 2 days. So I mean, I think that is. But I mean, we're all focused. We're ready to rock and roll. We're all rocking and rolling. So, Craig, thank you.
Joe, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Because you're like one of the managers that actually worked with buyers. Tell us what's really happening in the field when you're working with buyers. Are you multiple people coming in at the same time? Are there staging scheduled showing times? Are there wipes at the door? Are people wearing booties on their shoes? Tell me what's really happening.
A mixture of everything, yes. I mean, we're seeing some houses that are requiring booties and mask. I wear a mask into every house anyway, just because I have a high risk, so I just do. I ask my buyers to wear masks as a courtesy to the seller. I carry Clorox wipes with me to open the door and stuff like that, and you see a lot of listings with the wipes in them already sitting on the on a counter or something for people to use. And sometimes masks also, you'll see that in more so in the occupied properties. The vacant ones not so much. But as far as making appointments, yeah, some of them are, some of the listing agents, like I said, I had one on Saturday that I showed a property, and she goes, well, I have a 9:45, you can do 10, and I have a 10:15, and you know, and we were walking in the front door, showing the house, going out the back door, letting the next people come in the front door while we went around the back of the yard. All right. So it was like a big circle. And, you know, we make it work. I mean, this is not unusual. Back in the day when the market was really very busy in 3 and 4, there are many times where you went to a house and there were multiple people waiting to look at it, and the agents just worked together to make it work right. So, you know, and
Well, I think the key is be respectful.
Yes.
Different people handle things differently. And I think we have to be respectful that their opinions are justified for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's responsible to wear a mask. I think it's personally silly, but it's responsible to wear a mask. So wear a mask. I think it's responsible to wipe down the doors and have a seller turn on the switches, and just for the one purpose that everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
Right.
So just remember that. I'm sure it's all good. Mr.
My-
Beggins.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Mr. Beggins. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm so excited, but I want to say why, because I've got a lot of inventory over here, which is totally unnecessary to buy inventory, right? It just doesn't make any sense. It's non-necessary real estate, right? You don't have to buy a hotel room that you can never live in. You don't have to. You don't need to buy a condo that you can never really live in. It just doesn't, it's non-necessary. So it's been crickets for a month and a half, 2 months, right? Because it's the last thing people are thinking about. Say, hey, the economy's crashing. I'm just losing my job. Should I maybe buy a hotel room I can never live in? No, is the answer to that one. What I'm noticing is people coming out, right? The light at the end of the tunnel is totally shining. We have a ton of groups going through the Sandalwood right now. I'm doing a showing with a couple of agents today of the Harbor condos, right? And these are purchases for a year from now that require people to put down 120, 150,000 bucks into a lockbox for a year or so to maybe get something at the end of the day. So I'm starting to, and this is why I'm excited about it, because we've been sitting here with this market of buyers this size, right? And Craig's numbers are right on nationwide right now. The buyer pool has dropped because the only people buying right now, it's regular person real estate, right? That's why. I mean, a lot of people who were buying were second home people who can't even fly here, right? So what we're starting to see now is the buyer pool go from regular person real estate to, I don't think the world's crashing. This seems like a good deal. Let me buy it. So the danger of that is when our buyer pool goes from this size back to this size, plus you guys are watching interest rates, right? And interest rates are dropping. And so the buyer pool is going to keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. If we don't get off our butts right now and throw more inventory on the market, we're going to have a major problem inside the entire industry, right? So right now, you have to be the beacon really for the entire global economy, no pressure. But if we can get more inventory, we know we will create more sales. Every sale puts 38 people to work, right? So we collectively are the way out of a faster recovery for the economy, because every one of you knows you get a nice listing right now, it sells because people are ready, the money is real, and they're ready to pop up there. So I just want you to get on whatever platform you want to, whether it's door knocking, pigeon notes around feet, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, I don't care what it is, but you just have to say, we need help, right? This is a generational opportunity right now, guys, to buy or refi or do something, but talk to me and let's see if it makes sense for you. And I know you can shake 3 or 4 or 5 new listings out of your sphere in your neighborhood, or if you don't have a big sphere, you don't have a farm, you can work it at Remine or withdrawals are canceled. But please, 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 please get some inventory. But to Mike's point and Craig's point and Thomas's point before, right? You're not going to unless you have that drive to be happy, right? So that goes back to the happy agent issue. So what I want you to think, what I've been talking about with the agents here is, what kind of income do you want to have created by the end of July, right? A little bite-sized piece. So if you'd like to buy something, to do something, to pay off something, or to Craig's point, have a few months settled in case we have a flare up again, guys. I mean, I think we need to be conscious about there's a potential that we might see round 2 of this. I really hope to God not, but you know it's possible. And if it does, you better be prepared. So I think your driving force should be right now, whatever your total expenses are times 6 is how much money you need to go make between now and July. And you know the average check is $7,000 a deal. So if it costs you whatever it costs you, you need to do that. So I just wanted to kind of impart a why onto you to tack onto what you're talking about, Craig, because everything you list right now within reason will sell, and we've never really had that opportunity before. So I just wanted to drill that back home. So please, if you need help figuring out your why, or you need help figuring out a path, reach out to any of us that are sitting right here. And I don't care which office you're in, reach out to any one of us and we'll help you. And just take advantage of this, guys, because I just really want to see you enjoy this party that's coming. So that's what I wanted to say.
Good. I want you to write down these words. You ready? The activity in a real estate market is dependent upon the activities of the real estate agents in that market. That's the truth. If we just sit around and do nothing, ain't nothing gonna happen. But if we engage and get inventory, we will sell it like nobody's business. And we just have the resources to do that. Kathleen, you are a co-host. All you have to do is turn your video on. I'll go to Otis now, and then I'll go to Kathleen when she figures out where her camera is. There it is.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
So a couple things that I've been noticing. The laws of attraction are in our favor right now. We have a lot of very dynamic leaders in the leadership board and leadership panel that's right here. I've been collaborating with Kathleen and Chris. I still needed to call Thomas and Deborah, of course, with Jeff and Joe. And what I'm seeing is we're powering past these challenges, and then we're going to become an even better listing brokerage. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of what everyone's doing and I'm going to put it on a table, and then I'm going to share it with everyone, and we're going to figure out a way to get even better than what we already are. One of the things that I'm doing, because I'm making a lot of recruiting calls, since we all went to Los Angeles, the beaches, Madeira Beach, Indian Rocks Beach, and South Tampa has hired 10 agents. We got 3 more that are coming on board this week. We've only lost 1. With that said, that's because the laws of attraction. We are powering past this. We have no fear of going in there and getting more listings. When I'm making recruiting calls, agents from other brokerages, they don't understand Remind. They don't even know what it is. They don't understand how to even get engaged. They're not making contacts. They're not doing anything. They're dormant and they're scared. And when I'm talking to them, I have this excitement and this energy. They're coming towards us because we are getting past all that other stuff when other brokerages are sitting on their hands waiting for it to go by. Another thing that not only are we focusing on leveling up as a better listing brokerage, but we're, as far as a contact sport, we're killing it right now. The auto network success has been something that's really separated us from the pack as well. Last week, I don't know if you guys can see this, but last week we did a couple campaigns. But right here, you'll see at the very bottom, we had 100 contacts. Of that, she had 10 responses, 2 renters, 1 buyer, 1 future seller. Now we're putting that into more computers in all the branches. So now we're going to start getting into to the agent sphere of influence. We're going to help them generate more business, and then we're going to help them get it to the finish line. The fact that we have the framework to be able to do this puts us head and shoulders above the competition, first and foremost. The second thing is intercepting the sellers. There's some certain things that are happening in this market, and that's just what it is. We're going to see foreclosures. We're going to see a lot of landlords get out of their mortgage because renters have stopped renting or paying their rent, I should say, things of that nature. I don't believe we're going to have the same short sale situation because a lot of these people do have equity, but we can identify these people through Remind, find out who they are. We can really get in front of them now. So that way, when the shoe begins to drop, we're the top of the mind. And so one of the things that we've begun over here in South Tampa and with the beaches is we're identifying who these landlords are. And now we're staying in front of them, especially the ones that are out of state. Let's get in front of them with letters, postcards, whatever the case may be, because they will eventually sell. The other thing that I'm seeing is the ones that are going into foreclosure, the distress situations, so on and so forth, they'll be able to ride it out for a couple more months, maybe even through the end of the year. But again, having our agents position ourselves to intercept those and help them out whenever the shoe does drop and they do have to face foreclosure, that's going to put us on a separate plane than everyone else again. These are all tools that our company has implemented that I am not seeing out there whenever I'm making my recruiting calls. I'm just not seeing it. a lot of these agents, they're like deer in the headlights right now. They're not sure what to do. And so I'm not giving them the milk because I'll never buy the cow. But I am giving them enough to make them think I am with the wrong organization and I need to get with Century 21 Baggins because these guys got it together. So my hat's off to the leadership. This week, that's what I really want to focus on, the leadership and thanking them. That's it. That's all I got.
Great message. You know, that's very important. We haven't talked about this with a large group for a while, but the law says a landlord is not allowed to evict their renters. That's going to put a hurt on a lot of people if they're not making their rent payments. And, you know, one of the things Mike Ferry was talking yesterday, he lives in Las Vegas. MGM Grand, for example, has 14,000 employees. 14,000 employees. And that hotel needs to be operated, but there's no guest in it. I mean, this is really hard times for a lot of people. We are so fortunate to be in the position that we're in. And to let this, to Jeff's point, opportunity pass by is just insane. Kathleen, give us some inspiration from the Sarasota area.
Inspiration for the day. Hi, folks. Listening to Mike Ferry yesterday was both inspirational to me and a problem-solving seminar as well. He's amazing. I'm going to continue to do coaching with him. The word of the day that I come away with is really redefining our value by doing it well, because we're still in the people business. We're still highly relevant, but we have to continue to connect. We have to continue to show ourselves as a beacon or the light, not at the end of the tunnel as a train hitting us, but actually a light that's helping pave the way for other people. There's a lot of different situations ongoing right now that we can connect to, like landlords that was just mentioned a moment ago. I've reached out to several landlords that I know, having been in that business, to just reconnect and let them know, hey, we're here. If you're wanting to list, if you're wanting a market valuation versus a rental valuation, let me present this to you. So that's been ongoing. My folks over here, I'm super proud. Listings we've been focusing on like crazy. Neil Witz just put up a listing and he's got a contract in the works as we're speaking. Just got a text from him a second ago. Lorraine Gaither just turned in a contract. Yay, Lorraine. Jesse Griffin had a closing last week. Martin Domesky has two listings. He's got 10 pending contracts. He focuses on listings. He's a great example of how to go out and get listings. He really, really focuses on it. I'm super proud of what we've done through January and May compared to last year. We've got 49 closed sales, over 15 million in volume. Last year we were down by about 5 or 6 million. So we're out there making it happen because we talk to one another, be it texting, be it emails, FaceTime, Zoom. We communicate different kinds of styles, and that's something else that Mike talked about yesterday. In management, we have to listen and understand different communication styles. It's not so much how we communicate, but how we understand. And when we connect with our agents and others, and as well as recruiting, we can see the dynamics playing out there. So I think we're all collaboratively doing a really, really good job, and we're staying in the people business.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Carol put up a note. Vicky says, if you're looking at the light, you're still in the tunnel. But you're getting toward the end. So that's good. Carol asked me to talk about prices. Real Trends put out a survey that prices should be up by the end of this year, 1 to 3%. We're not expecting prices to go down. Sales volume is expected to be down about 13%. So basically, we're starting January over again. January is usually a tough month. We're in January again. So the activities now, we're just building up the stockpile. And to Jeff's point again, we hope there's not a round 2 of this thing, right? So once again, I'm not trying to scare you, but this is the time to make it. This is, if you're not talking to FSBOs looking for listings, if you're not talking to expired listings looking for listings, if you're not talking to your past clients and finding out where their head is throughout all this, if you're not talking to investors that you sold property to that have renters that are not paying them now, you are missing the opportunity and somebody else is going to get that business. So it's a crime to let it pass. Cool. Back to my agenda. Okay. I'm hearing, well, I'm not bragging or anything, but we got our funding from the Payroll Protection Program, which is super, super cool. So all of our rents and all of our payrolls made for the next 2 months. So that's super cool. I haven't heard any agents having been funded. I've seen some got approved, but I haven't heard any funding. If you would chat in that you got some money from the payroll
We've had a
prediction.
few in South Tampa, Greg.
Did you?
Yeah.
So Credibly and PayPal were the two that we were getting traction from. Engaging in Puma's post. He's spending a lot of time. I talked to a lot of brokers, and nobody's doing this stuff for their agents. He's putting out really good content. I hope you're sharing it because it's good stuff. Build your brand. Angelique sent out a note just reminding you of the topics that we have going on every day. If you guys like that, let me know and we'll continue. If not, we'll change it. But I have a Marketing Mondays and Sales Meeting Tuesdays and Motivation Wednesdays and Hot Topic Thursdays and Contract Task on Fridays. I think it's pretty good because I see the attendance is up. Just a note, Turnkey by Amazon is on pause. So just like Home Partners is on pause, just like RealSure is on pause, everything's on pause. Brilliant Basics number 8, I got to tell you, and I'm going to hear a lot of industry-wide shout outs. Century 21 is doing some amazing stuff. And remember, their concept is that we are trying to change the industry from transactional to experiential. And the way we do that is going to keep us relevant. And so I'm going to play this little 1-minute video real quick, so bear with me. Mindy said she wasn't getting sound, but I think everybody else did because nobody else said they weren't. iBuyers are now buying? Interesting. Huh, Rosa said the video is not playing correctly. I'll send you a link to it. It probably came to your inbox anyway, but let's see. It looks like that wasn't playing. I don't understand. No, it wasn't? Okay, I'll send out the link to that anyway. Sorry. Full screen mode. Wonder why that's so not weird. All right, so. Sorry. Okay, rule the recovery. I listened to bits and pieces of that. Your husband got approved, Melissa? That's cool. I've seen a whole bunch of chats on that one. Rule of Recovery was a 100-day plan by Century 21. I heard, I think it was Robin Bennett that commented that this is awesome. So you can go to century21university.com. There's a lot of content out there for you if you've got time on your hands and you want to educate yourself. There's some good stuff going on. COVID-19, I already talked about that. Social Ad Engine. If you missed Mike's Marketing Monday yesterday, he actually endorsed Social Ad Engine, which I'll show you the leads in just a second. So I would encourage you guys to try that. Watch the class from yesterday. He showed you exactly how to do and what to do. And I think you'll find some opportunities, but you're going to have to follow up with the leads in a new way. Reminders, the new listing agreement is out. I covered it. It's basically just saying that the clear cooperation policy is now in effect. And it's telling the seller in the contract, the listing contract, that we have to put it in the MLS. And if they don't want us to, they're going to sign something different and then we can't market it at all. other than to ourselves. I want to remind you of the Happy Agent podcast. I think Puma's pushing those out by text so you can see them, and we'll start doing more of that. That's a reminder, the top agent retreat in Hawaii is likely moving to 2021. So don't buy any tickets to Hawaii yet, even though they're super cheap right now. And I want to remind you that century21.com is pushing those virtual open houses. You've seen the emails. You can go into 20. You have to do it. We can't do it for you. You have to log into your 21 online, and you can promote your own virtual open house. And what it's going to do is it's going to take your listing and push it up in the search results on century21.com as an open house property on Saturday at 10. And then you're supposed to be at the house on Saturday at 10, and you do a virtual walkthrough to an online audience on century21.com. Cool concept. Has anybody tried it? I'd like to hear if you have, so let me know. All right. Devin Weiser, happy birthday today. Danny Gillespie, happy birthday tomorrow. Roger Leyland, happy birthday on Thursday. And Christy Murphy, happy birthday on Saturday. Cool. Leads, the exact same. I don't make this stuff up. I'm going to show you the list anyway. The exact same number of leads this week versus last week, but it changed around. Century 21 and Zap, 48 inquiries. That's awesome. It keeps going up. If you haven't noticed, they've been talking about, what do they call it? Re-indexing the site. So that indexing is going on and it's becoming more relevant on the Google search engine, and that's why we're getting more opportunities. Relo went from 22 to 14. Grow, we're not promoting right now. OpCity went from 76 to 55. Walk-ins went from 12 to 13. Sign calls went from 38 to 33. Zillow went from 7 up to 9. The Zillow beta went from 42 down to 33. And social ad engine, 70 to 47. So social ad engine and Century 21 and OpCity are our biggest lead sources this week. And all of those are good sources, but they take follow-up. I think that's all I got. What time is it? 9:19, a little bit over, but we're also going to do a caravan. So everybody online, if you're not interested in the caravan, then you're welcome to have a great day. I encourage you to reach out and talk to people, because we, in the end, are in the people and communication business. And that's what our job is to do. So thank you so much for tuning in. Stay all around for the virtual caravan if you have interest in that. I think we have 3 properties. So thank you, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Wait, 4 chats. Let's make sure I get this covered. Sound, no sound. Yeah, I don't know why the video had no sound. That played on my machine. Cool. All right, I'm sharing Google Drive, caravan. All right, let's start with Brenda Fricks. So I've got to go to my Zoom, and I got to go to my attendees, and I got to find Brenda. Brenda, you are allowed to talk. And let's see your new listing in Ruskin. Can we hear you, Brenda? I'm not hearing Brenda. Brenda, you need to unmute yourself. You are able to talk and your audio is muted. On the bottom left hand of your screen is a microphone button. If you tap that, it will turn on your sound.
Do you want to share the screen?
Am I not sharing? Okay. Well, I don't know why we can't hear Brenda. Okay, well, I'm just going to talk about it because she is enabled to speak. This looks like a lot. Is this Lost River Preserve? Is it Miralago? No, 6th Street. It's near a park. I'm trying to figure out if this is a lake or a canal or. I wish Brenda could speak. You know what would be helpful in these pictures is an aerial panned out so you can kind of see where it is. Well, I'm sorry, guys, but we have a lot. It's a vacant lot, less than 10 acres, no CDs, no HOA, no flood insurance, rare opportunity to own a 1.1 acre lakefront residential lot with 0.44 acre buildable area, 100 by 190 feet with an additional 0.74 acre lake frontage, and your own piece of the lake. Public utilities include water, sewer, and electricity, cable, high-speed internet readily available. Design and build your custom home and enjoy the Florida lifestyle, waterfowl, and non-motorized water activities in your own backyard. Park your boat and other toys behind your privacy fence on your own property. Wow, that's going to be popular. Oh, and there's a map. Perfect, just what I was asking for. Very good. All right. Well, Brenda, I don't know why you can't speak, but you have permissions. So move this around over here. Caravan next. Oh, it's Brenda again. I've got Brenda here. Maybe I'll make you a co-host. Mute audio, disable talking chat, remove. Let me go to, just for fun, go to my panel participants, Brenda. I'll make her a panelist. Brenda, I'm going to make you a co-host now, which will give you video if you have it on and audio, but it says you're both are turned off. Can you see my screen, Chris?
Yeah, I can see.
So it says off, off. That's her doing it, not me.
Yeah. Let's see.
I can mute her, I can unmute her.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
I think Brenda's just online. So what do you got here? We got 7220 Milestone Drive in Apollo Beach. This is in Waterset, so it's a newer home. We've got the nice wood floors, kitchen.
This one had solar powered. It's got solar panels all across the roof. And an electric car charging outlet in the garage.
Oh, that's cool. Looks like a little row house.
Yeah, this is right off Milestone Drive, basically dead smack in the center of Waterset. So that main road that you get to right in the middle.
Yeah. There's your solar panels. Looks picture perfect and nearly new. Single family detached solar power, electric and car charging outlet, smart Wi-Fi garage door, brand new carpet, fresh paint, immaculate and move-in ready are just a sample of this features of this almost new courtyard cottage in Waterset. Energy conservation. Minded buyers will be thrilled to own this gem, which includes a 7.875 kW photovoltaic solar system on the roof installed in 2019 by Tesla with real-time monitoring and the remainder of a 25-year warranty. Plug in your electric car, RV, or welder into the NEMA 14-50 outlet already installed in the garage. Never pay high electric bills again, ground maintenance. That's a big deal. You know, Congress needs to approve that solar houses get special credits because you could actually afford more house if you didn't have a $200 electric bill. That's probably something coming down the pike. Grounds maintenance is also included in the low HOA, so you won't have to trim, mulch, or mow your lawn either. Enjoy the gorgeous waterfront and conservation views from your own covered front porch and upstairs window. Very cool. Good job bringing in the inventory, Brenda. And Joe Aletto, I'll find you in just a second. I go to participants. I'm saying this out loud because you guys should learn how to do this. Joe Aletto, allowed to talk. Joe, are you there?
Okay, can you hear me?
We do.
Can you hear me? All
Yes, sir.
right. Okay, so this is a cute little house up in Seffner. It's north on Parsons from Highway 60, not too far up the road. In Brandon Groves is the subdivision. Built in '79. It's somewhat dated, but it's got a lot of good bones about it. Especially, you'll see the lanai in the back, 12 by 30. That's
Wow.
being correct. So Lots of family room in the back. I've got it priced a little on the steep side, but I raised it up to flagpole. I've had a few showings and we'll just see what happens. But the AVM's got it at about 228.
Yeah. It's got good bones. It needs some updating.
Yep.
The wood paneling on the walls is something. I haven't seen that in a long time.
That's a classic. No extra charge for that.
So what I would do with a house like this is probably every week drop the price $1,000 or $2,500.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
There's a quick attraction.
But I've had a couple of showings. We took it to temporary off the market for a couple of weeks during the Corona deal. But it's back on, pretty easy to show. It is occupied, but they're very flexible.
Cool. We'll keep that
Good
in mind.
location.
Nice location in Brandon for 229.
Yep.
That's 301.
Thank you.
Regency Mall. Good job, Joe. Thank you.
All right.
And that's all we have for today, guys. The problem is we keep getting listings and they keep selling. So we have no caravan to go through. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to end the meeting today. It's 9:29. How about that? Chat. Done by 9:30. Perfect timing. Brown, if anybody needs anything, reach out. I will be at Mike Ferry's seminar from 12 to 4 today, just so you know if I don't. And the way he does it, you can't switch apps. So if you're on his YouTube, whatever, his website, if I check my email, it turns off his sound. So I got to have two devices to keep working. Anyway, happy Thursday.